Welcome to 101 Random Facts that will blow your mind. Prepare to be amazed. Enjoy. Number 1. The number 172 can be found on the back of the United States $5 bill. If you look closely, you can spot it hidden in the bushes at the base of the Lincoln Memorial. This tiny detail is one of many hidden features found in U.S. currency, which has long been known to include intricate designs, microprinting, and security features. These elements help prevent counterfeiting and make each bill unique in its details and history. Number 2. President John F. Kennedy was known for many things, but one of the most fascinating facts about him was his ability to speak extremely quickly. He was officially recorded as the fastest random speaker in the world, being able to articulate more than 350 words per minute. His rapid speaking style made his speeches powerful and engaging, helping him captivate audiences. His ability to speak quickly was an asset in debates, press conferences, and public addresses. Number 3. During an average lifetime, a person will walk enough distance to circle the entire Earth 5 times. The Earth's equator measures around 24,901 miles, meaning that over decades, most people walk well over 120,000 miles just by going about their daily lives. This staggering fact highlights just how much movement accumulates over time, whether from walking around at work, exercising, or simply moving through life without realizing how far we travel. Number 4. Odontophobia is a very specific and unusual fear. It is the intense fear of teeth. People who suffer from this phobia often feel extreme anxiety at the thought of seeing teeth, touching teeth, or even going to the dentist. This fear can stem from a traumatic childhood dental experience, an aversion to oral hygiene, or even fear of pain associated with dental procedures. Treatment can include therapy, gradual exposure, and relaxation techniques to help people cope with their fear effectively. Number 5. The red food dye that gives Skittles their bright and vibrant color actually comes from an unexpected source: boiled beetles. The specific dye is called carmine or cochineal extract, and it is derived from crushed female cochineal insects. These beetles produce carminic acid, which, when mixed with other substances, creates a deep red color used in many food products. Though it may sound unappetizing, this natural dye has been used for centuries in textiles, cosmetics, and even foods. Number 6. The number 57 on Heinz ketchup bottles does not represent the number of ingredients or types of ketchup, but rather refers to the company's past. Henry John Heinz, the founder of Heinz, picked the number 57 because he believed it had a lucky and appealing quality. At the time, the company had more than 57 product varieties, but the number stuck as part of the branding. Today, it remains an iconic symbol associated with Heinz ketchup worldwide. Number 7. In the early days of telephone use, answering a call was not as simple as saying hello. Instead, operators and users would pick up the phone and ask, "Well, are you there?" This greeting was commonly used before 1895, when someone suggested a more efficient way to begin a conversation. The phrase, "Number, please," became standard for operators directing calls. Eventually, "hello" became the universal way to answer the phone, thanks in part to Thomas Edison's recommendation. Number 8. The surface area of an average-sized brick measures 79 square centimeters. This measurement is based on a standard-sized brick used in construction, which varies slightly by country. Bricks are carefully manufactured to be uniform, making them easier to stack and lay when constructing walls and buildings. Architects and engineers take the surface area into account when planning structures, ensuring that the right amount of mortar and materials are used efficiently to create strong and durable buildings. Number 9. According to various suicide statistics, Monday is the most common day when people choose to take their own lives. Researchers believe this is due to the stress and anxiety associated with returning to work or school after the weekend. Many people experience a sharp contrast between weekend relaxation and weekday pressures, which can lead to overwhelming emotions. Mental health professionals encourage people to seek support and assistance to manage stress and depression, especially at the start of the week. Number 10. Cats sleep an average of 16 to 18 hours per day, making them some of the sleepiest animals in the world. This excessive sleeping behavior is due to their natural instincts as predators. In the wild, big cats like lions and tigers conserve energy by resting most of the day and hunting when necessary. Domestic cats retain these habits despite not needing to hunt for food. Their long naps also help their bodies recover and stay alert when awake. Number 11. The most common name in the world is Muhammad. This name, in various spellings, is widely used across many countries, particularly in Muslim-majority regions. It is given to millions of boys in honor of the Prophet Muhammad, the founder of Islam. The name is often combined with others, such as Muhammad Ali or Muhammad Ahmed, making it even more widespread. Due to its religious significance, it remains one of the most popular and frequently recorded names throughout history. Number 12. It is believed that William Shakespeare was 46 years old when the King James Version of the Bible was being written. A peculiar coincidence can be found in Psalms 46. If you count 46 words from the beginning of the chapter, you find the word shake. If you count 46 words from the end, excluding Selah, you find the word spear. While this could be mere coincidence, some have speculated that it may have been an intentional tribute. Number 13. The word karaoke is of Japanese origin and literally translates to empty orchestra. It comes from the combination of kara, meaning empty, and oke, short for orchestra. Karaoke became popular in Japan in the 1970s, when businesses began offering recorded instrumental tracks for people to sing along to. It soon spread worldwide and is now a favorite form of entertainment in bars, private lounges, and even home parties, allowing people to perform songs without needing a live band. Number 14. The Eisenhower Interstate System, which spans across the United States, was designed with an interesting military feature. According to federal regulations, 1 mile in every 5 on interstate highways must be straight. This design was intended to allow emergency aircraft landings in case of war or national emergencies. While this function has rarely been needed, it remains an essential part of the system's structure. The highways were created not just for convenience but also for national defense purposes. Number 15. The first known contraceptive in recorded history was an unusual and rather primitive method. Ancient Egyptians, around the year 2000 BC, used crocodile dung as a form of birth control. They believed that inserting softened crocodile feces into the vagina would prevent pregnancy. While this method lacks scientific support, it demonstrates how ancient civilizations sought creative ways to control reproduction long before modern contraceptives were developed. Thankfully, medical advancements have led to far more effective and hygienic methods. Number 16. Rhode Island is the smallest state in the United States, but it has the longest official name. The full name, used on state documents, is Rhode Island and Providence Plantations. Despite its tiny landmass of approximately 1,545 square miles, it has a significant historical background. The extended name reflects the state's colonial history, as Providence Plantations was the first permanent settlement established by Roger Williams. In recent years, there have been efforts to shorten its name. Number 17. When you die, your hair appears to continue growing for a couple of months. This phenomenon is actually an illusion caused by the shrinking of the skin. After death, the body loses moisture, causing the skin to retract, which makes hair and nails appear longer. In reality, growth stops shortly after death since the body can no longer produce new cells. This misconception has persisted for years, often contributing to myths about post-mortem hair growth in historical and horror stories. Number 18. There are roughly 2 credit cards for every person in the United States. With a population of approximately 330 million people, that means there are around 660 million credit cards in circulation. Many people have multiple credit cards to take advantage of rewards, cashback offers, and travel benefits. While credit cards can provide financial flexibility, they also contribute to rising debt levels, making responsible usage and payment management critical for maintaining a healthy financial situation. Number 19. Isaac Asimov is the only known author to have published a book in every single category of the Dewey Decimal System. This classification system, used in libraries worldwide, organizes books into 10 major categories, ranging from philosophy to science and technology. Asimov, a prolific writer and professor of biochemistry, was known for his contributions to science fiction, but he also wrote extensively on history, mathematics, and even religion. His incredible range of knowledge and writing ability set him apart. Number 20. The fictional town of Frostbite Falls, Minnesota, is home to the beloved cartoon characters Rocky and Bullwinkle. The newspaper that serves this fictional town is called the Picayune Intelligence. The name plays on the term Picayune, which refers to something trivial or insignificant, making it a humorous choice for a newspaper title. Rocky and Bullwinkle, known for their witty and satirical humor, became pop culture icons, with their show entertaining generations of viewers with its clever storytelling and jokes. Number 21. It would take 11 Empire State Buildings stacked one on top of another to match the depth of the deepest point in the Gulf of Mexico. The Gulf's deepest known point, called the Sigsbee Deep, is estimated to be more than 12,000 feet deep. The Empire State Building stands at approximately 1,250 feet tall, meaning it would take multiple stacked buildings to reach the same depth. This demonstrates just how vast and deep the ocean can be. Number 22. The first person ever selected as Man of the Year by Time magazine was Charles Lindbergh in the year 1927. Lindbergh, an aviator, gained worldwide fame after becoming the first person to complete a solo nonstop flight across the Atlantic Ocean. His historic flight from New York to Paris in the Spirit of St. Louis. Louis took over 33 hours and made him an international hero. Time magazine began the annual tradition of recognizing influential people following Lindbergh's selection. Number 23. The most money ever paid for a cow at an auction was $1,300,000. This record-breaking purchase was made for a prize-winning Holstein cow, a breed known for its high milk production. The buyer saw the cow as an investment, as genetically superior cows can produce valuable offspring. Livestock auctions can be extremely competitive, with rare and high-quality animals fetching impressive prices. This particular sale set a remarkable record in the history of cattle auctions. Number 24. It took Leo Tolstoy 6 years to write his famous novel, War and Peace. This literary masterpiece, one of the longest and most complex books ever written, was completed in the year 1869. The novel, which explores Russian society during the Napoleonic Wars, features hundreds of characters and intertwining storylines. Tolstoy extensively researched historical events and revised his manuscript multiple times. Despite the lengthy writing process, War and Peace remains one of the most celebrated novels in world literature. Number 25. The Neanderthal's brain was actually larger than that of a modern human. Studies show that the average Neanderthal brain was approximately 1,500 cubic centimeters, whereas modern human brains average around 1,350 cubic centimeters. Despite their larger brains, Neanderthals did not develop the same complex societies and technologies as Homo sapiens. However, they were skilled hunters and tool makers. Scientists believe their brain structure may have prioritized sensory and motor functions rather than higher-level problem-solving abilities. Number 26. On the newly redesigned $100 bill, the time displayed on the clock tower of Independence Hall is set to 4:10. The U.S. Treasury added this small but specific detail as part of the bill's intricate design. Some speculate that the time has symbolic meaning, but there is no official explanation. The bill itself features many hidden security features, including color-shifting ink and microprinting, making it one of the most secure and recognizable banknotes in circulation. Number 27. Each suit in a standard deck of playing cards represents one of the 4 major pillars of the economy during the Middle Ages. Hearts symbolized the church, spades represented the military, clubs stood for agriculture, and diamonds represented the merchant class. These symbols reflected the structure of European society at the time, where religion, warfare, farming, and trade were crucial aspects of daily life. Over time, playing cards evolved, but these suits remain widely used in modern card games. Number 28. The 2 famous stone lions standing in front of the New York Public Library are named Patience and Fortitude. These names were chosen by Mayor Fiorello LaGuardia during the Great Depression as a reminder of the qualities New Yorkers needed to endure tough economic times. The lions have become iconic symbols of the city, appearing in movies, books, and postcards. Visitors to the library often pose with them, and they continue to stand guard outside one of the world's greatest libraries. Number 29. The main library at Indiana University sinks over an inch every year due to a surprising oversight. When the building was originally constructed, engineers failed to account for the immense weight of all the books it would eventually hold. As a result, the ground beneath the library gradually compresses under the pressure, causing the entire structure to sink slightly over time. This unusual fact has become part of the university's lore, making the library a fascinating subject of discussion. Number 30. The sound of E.T. walking in the classic science fiction movie E.T. the Extraterrestrial was created in an unexpected way. The sound designers achieved it by squishing their hands into jelly, replicating the sound of soft, sticky footsteps. This creative approach to sound effects is common in Hollywood, where Foley artists use various household items to produce realistic audio for movies. The iconic sounds of E.T. add to the film's charm, making it one of the most beloved sci-fi movies ever. Number 31. Lucy and Linus, famous characters from Peanuts, had a younger brother named Rerun. Unlike his siblings, Rerun appeared less frequently in the comic strip, though he sometimes played left field on Charlie Brown's baseball team, when he could find the field. Rerun was introduced later in the series and was known for his innocent, humorous observations. Though he never gained as much popularity as his older siblings, he remains a beloved minor character in Charles Schulz's classic comic strip. Number 32. The pancreas plays a critical role in the human body by producing insulin. This hormone is essential for regulating blood sugar levels, allowing cells to absorb glucose for energy. Without insulin, blood sugar levels would become dangerously high, leading to diabetes and other health complications. The pancreas also produces digestive enzymes that help break down food. Although it is a relatively small organ, it performs vital functions necessary for maintaining overall health, making it one of the body's most important glands. Number 33. 1 in 5,000 North Atlantic lobsters is born bright blue due to a genetic mutation. This rare coloring occurs when a lobster produces an excessive amount of a particular protein, causing its shell to appear blue instead of the usual greenish-brown. While blue lobsters are stunning to look at, they are still completely edible and taste the same as regular lobsters. Many fishermen who catch these rare creatures donate them to aquariums rather than selling them for food. Number 34. There are 10 human body parts that contain only 3 letters. These parts are the eye, hip, arm, leg, ear, toe, jaw, rib, lip, and gum. Despite being short in name, these parts serve essential functions. The eye allows us to see, the ear helps us hear, and the rib protects our vital organs. Interestingly, this list excludes bones like the fib, which are more commonly used as abbreviations, rather than complete anatomical terms in everyday language. Number 35. A skunk's smell can be detected by humans from as far as 1 mile away. The potent odor comes from a chemical compound called thiols, which are sulfur-based molecules that create the infamous stench. When threatened, skunks release this powerful spray from their anal glands as a defense mechanism against predators. The smell is so strong that it can linger on clothing, pets, and even in the air for days. Special deskunking solutions are needed to remove the odor. Number 36. The word lethologica describes the frustrating experience of not being able to remember a word you want to say. This happens when a word is temporarily blocked from memory, even though the person knows it. It's a common phenomenon, often referred to as having a word on the tip of your tongue. Scientists believe lethologica occurs because the brain's language processing centers struggle to retrieve certain words quickly, especially when stressed or distracted. Eventually, the word often comes back unexpectedly. Number 37. The King of Hearts is the only king in a standard deck of playing cards who does not have a mustache. He is sometimes referred to as the Suicide King because of his unusual pose, which appears as though he is stabbing himself in the head with a sword. Over the years, changes in card design have altered his image slightly, but the missing mustache remains. This distinct feature makes the King of Hearts one of the most recognizable cards. Number 38. Henry Ford insisted that the Model T, the revolutionary automobile he mass-produced, be available only in black. The reason behind this decision was practical. Black paint dried the fastest, allowing for quicker production times. The Model T was designed to be affordable and efficient, making it one of the most influential vehicles in history. Although early versions of the car were available in multiple colors, by the year 1913, Ford standardized black to streamline manufacturing and reduce costs. Number 39. Mario, the famous character from Super Mario Bros., made his first appearance in the 1981 arcade game Donkey Kong. Originally, he was named Jumpman, a carpenter trying to rescue a woman named Pauline from the giant ape, Donkey Kong. Later, Nintendo changed his name to Mario in honor of their American warehouse landlord, Mario Segale. Over time, Mario became one of the most iconic video game characters in history, starring in countless games across multiple generations of consoles. Number 40. The three most well-known Western names in China are Jesus Christ, Richard Nixon, and Elvis Presley. Each of these names became famous in China for different reasons. Jesus Christ is known due to the influence of Christianity, which spread across China through missionary work. Richard Nixon gained fame for his historic visit to China in 1972, which improved U.S.-China relations. Elvis Presley, the king of rock and roll, became a cultural icon recognized around the world, including in China. Number 41. Every year, about 98% of the atoms in the human body are replaced. This happens because our cells are constantly regenerating. Some cells, such as those in the skin and digestive tract, renew themselves frequently, while others, like bone cells, take longer to regenerate. The process ensures that our body remains functional and repairs itself over time. However, some cells, such as neurons in the brain, do not regenerate as frequently, which is why certain types of brain damage can be permanent. Number 42. Elephants are the only mammals that cannot jump. Unlike most animals, elephants have uniquely structured leg bones that lack the necessary springiness for jumping. Their massive size and weight make it impossible for them to lift all 4 feet off the ground simultaneously. Despite this limitation, elephants are incredibly strong, agile, and capable of running at surprising speeds. Instead of jumping to avoid obstacles or threats, they rely on their intelligence, strength, and teamwork to navigate their environment effectively. Number 43. The international telephone dialing code for Antarctica is 672. Despite its icy and remote nature, Antarctica has a small number of research stations equipped with telephone and internet services. These stations are primarily operated by different countries conducting scientific research. Because there is no permanent population, Antarctica does not have its own government or telephone infrastructure. Instead, calls made to Antarctic research stations are routed through the country that operates the station, but the international dialing code remains unique. Number 44. World Tourism Day is observed annually on September 27th. Established by the United Nations World Tourism Organization, UNWTO, in 1980, this day celebrates the global importance of tourism and its impact on economies, cultures, and societies. Tourism plays a crucial role in many countries by creating jobs, promoting cultural exchange, and preserving historical sites. Each year, World Tourism Day has a different theme, highlighting important issues such as sustainable travel, digital innovation in tourism, and community-based tourism development. Number 45. Women are 37% more likely to visit a psychiatrist than men. This statistic is based on studies showing that women are more likely to seek mental health care due to societal norms, greater awareness of emotional well-being, and higher rates of anxiety and depression diagnoses. Men, on the other hand, are often less likely to seek psychiatric help due to stigma or cultural expectations. Mental health professionals encourage both men and women to seek support when facing emotional or psychological difficulties. Number 46. The human heart is an incredibly powerful organ, capable of creating enough pressure to squirt blood up to 30 feet away. This force is generated by the heart's strong muscular contractions, which pump blood throughout the body at high pressure. The heart beats approximately 100,000 times per day, circulating about 5 quarts of blood per minute. Its efficiency ensures that oxygen and nutrients are delivered to every part of the body, keeping all organs and tissues functioning properly. Number 47. Diet Coke was only invented in 1982, making it a relatively new addition to the Coca-Cola product line. Before Diet Coke, Coca-Cola had an earlier sugar-free version called Tab, but Diet Coke quickly became the more popular alternative. Unlike the original Coca-Cola, Diet Coke has a completely different formula and taste, which has made it a favorite among those looking for a calorie-free soft drink. It remains one of the best-selling diet sodas in the world today. Number 48. There are more than 1,700 references to gems and precious stones in the King James translation of the Bible. Throughout various passages, gemstones such as emeralds, sapphires, and rubies are mentioned, often symbolizing wealth, beauty, or divine power. The 12 gemstones in the high priest's breastplate in the Old Testament are particularly significant, each representing one of the 12 tribes of Israel. The frequent mention of precious stones reflects their historical and cultural significance in ancient times. Number 49. When snakes are born with two heads, they often fight each other for food. This rare condition, known as bicephaly, occurs due to incomplete embryonic separation. Although both heads share the same body, they do not always cooperate. Each head may try to control movement and make independent feeding decisions, sometimes even attempting to eat the same prey. Because of these difficulties, two-headed snakes rarely survive in the wild. However, some have lived longer lives under human care in captivity. Number 50. American car horns all beep in the musical tone of F. This standardization makes car horns sound consistent across different brands and models. The frequency was chosen because it is loud enough to be heard clearly in traffic without being too harsh on the ears. Car manufacturers have kept this tradition for decades, as the tone of F resonates well and cuts through background noise effectively. The next time you hear a honk, you might recognize this familiar musical note. Number 51. Turning a clock's hands counterclockwise while setting it is not necessarily harmful. Many modern clocks can be adjusted in either direction without damage. However, antique clocks with chime mechanisms may be sensitive to counterclockwise movement, as it can interfere with the gear alignment and damage the internal components. For these older clocks, it is recommended to only move the hands forward. Understanding how different clocks function can help prevent accidental damage when adjusting time, especially in mechanical timepieces. Number 52. There are twice as many kangaroos in Australia as there are people. The estimated kangaroo population is around 40 million, while Australia's human population is approximately 25 million. Kangaroos thrive in the country's vast open spaces, grasslands, and arid regions. Because they reproduce quickly and have few natural predators, their numbers continue to grow. In some areas, kangaroo overpopulation becomes a concern, leading to government-regulated culling efforts to manage their impact on agriculture and the natural ecosystem. Number 53. Police dogs are commonly trained to respond to commands in foreign languages, with German and Hungarian being the most frequently used. This practice prevents potential criminals from easily giving the dogs commands that might interfere with their duties. German has long been the preferred language because many police dog breeds, such as German Shepherds, originated in Germany. More recently, Hungarian commands have become popular as law enforcement agencies adopt Belgian Malinois, which are often trained by Hungarian-speaking trainers. Number 54. The Australian $5 to $100 banknotes are made of plastic rather than traditional paper. This polymer material makes them more durable, water-resistant, and difficult to counterfeit. Australia was the first country in the world to fully transition to polymer banknotes, beginning in the 1980s. The unique plastic composition allows for advanced security features, such as transparent windows and holograms. Other countries have since adopted similar banknotes, recognizing the benefits of plastic money in terms of longevity and anti-counterfeiting measures. Number 55. Saint Stephen is recognized as the patron saint of bricklayers. According to Christian tradition, he was one of the first deacons of the church and was martyred by stoning. Because of his connection to stones and masonry, he became the protector of those who work with bricks and construction materials. His feast day is celebrated on December 26th, also known as Boxing Day in some countries. Bricklayers often honor him as a symbol of strength, perseverance, and dedication to their craft. Number 56. The average person makes approximately 1,140 telephone calls every year. While this number has decreased with the rise of text messaging and online communication, voice calls remain an essential part of daily life. Business calls, customer service inquiries, and personal conversations all contribute to this total. With the increasing use of smartphones and virtual assistants, the way people make calls continues to evolve. But speaking over the phone remains an important form of communication worldwide. Number 57. The word stressed is desserts, spelled backward. This interesting linguistic coincidence has led some people to joke that eating sweets can help relieve stress. While indulging in desserts may bring temporary comfort, stress management is best achieved through exercise, meditation, and relaxation techniques. The phrase serves as a fun reminder that sometimes taking a break and treating yourself to something enjoyable can help ease stress. Many bakeries and dessert shops use this wordplay in their marketing and branding. Number 58. If you had enough water to fill 1 million goldfish bowls, you could fill an entire stadium. This comparison helps visualize just how much space 1 million small containers of water would take up. Goldfish bowls typically hold about 1 gallon of water each, meaning that 1 million of them would equal roughly 1 million gallons of water. While this is an amusing fact, it also serves as a reminder of how much water is used and stored in large venues and facilities. Number 59. Mary Stuart became Queen of Scotland when she was only 6 days old. Also known as Mary, Queen of Scots, she was born in 1542 and ascended the throne after the death of her father, King James V. Because she was too young to rule, regents governed Scotland in her place until she was old enough to take on the responsibilities of leadership. Her life was filled with political intrigue, rivalries, and tragedy, making her one of history's most fascinating monarchs. Number 60. Charlie Brown's father in the Peanuts comic strip was a barber. Although he was never depicted in the comic, his profession was occasionally mentioned in conversations between Charlie Brown and other characters. Charles Schulz, the creator of Peanuts, based this detail on his own father, who was also a barber. Schulz often incorporated small autobiographical elements into the strip, adding depth to his characters. The subtle references to Charlie Brown's father reflect the quiet but steady presence of parental figures in children's lives. Number 61. Flying from London to New York on the Concorde allowed passengers to arrive 2 hours before they left, thanks to time zone differences. The supersonic jet, which traveled at speeds exceeding Mach 2, could complete the journey in about 3.5 hours, significantly faster than regular commercial flights. Because of the 5-hour time difference between the two cities, passengers who departed London in the morning could arrive in New York before noon on the same calendar day. Number 62. Dentists recommend keeping a toothbrush at least 6 feet away from a toilet to avoid airborne particles released when flushing. When a toilet flushes, microscopic droplets of water and bacteria can become airborne and settle on nearby surfaces, including toothbrushes. This phenomenon, known as toilet plume, can spread germs. To minimize exposure, experts suggest keeping toothbrushes covered, stored in a cabinet, or placing the toilet lid down before flushing to prevent unnecessary contamination in the bathroom. Number 63. You burn more calories sleeping than you do watching television. While resting, the body continues to perform essential functions such as breathing, circulation, and cellular repair, all of which require energy. In contrast, watching TV typically involves prolonged sitting with minimal movement, leading to lower calorie expenditure. Although sleeping burns more calories than passive activities, regular exercise and an active lifestyle remain the best ways to maintain a healthy metabolism and overall fitness. Number 64. A lion's roar can be heard from as far as 5 miles away. This powerful sound serves multiple purposes, including communication with pride members and territorial warnings to other lions. Roaring is most common at dawn and dusk when lions are most active. Their vocal cords are specially adapted to produce deep, resonant sounds that travel long distances across the savanna. A lion's roar is one of the loudest vocalizations in the animal kingdom, reinforcing its status as the king of the jungle. Number 65. The citrus soda 7-Up was created in 1929. The number 7 was chosen because the original bottles contained 7 ounces, while up referred to the bubbles rising in the drink. Originally marketed as a health tonic, early versions of 7-Up even contained lithium citrate, a mood-stabilizing drug, until it was removed in the 1940s. Over time, 7-Up became one of the most popular lemon-lime sodas worldwide, competing with other brands like Sprite in the soft drink market. Number 66. Canadian researchers discovered that Albert Einstein's brain was 15% wider than the average human brain. After his death in 1955, Einstein's brain was preserved for scientific study. Researchers found that the area responsible for mathematical thought and spatial reasoning was unusually well developed, which may have contributed to his extraordinary intellectual abilities. Despite its wider size, his brain did not weigh significantly more than an average brain, further fueling debates about the relationship between brain structure and intelligence. Number 67. The average person spends approximately 2 years of their life on the phone. Whether making business calls, chatting with friends, or handling customer service inquiries, phone conversations take up a surprising amount of time. With the rise of mobile devices and instant messaging, the way people communicate has changed, but voice calls remain an essential part of daily life. While some people prefer texting, others still rely on phone conversations for meaningful discussions and professional interactions. Number 68. The first product ever scanned with a barcode was a pack of Wrigley's gum. This historic moment took place on June 26, 1974, at a supermarket in Troy, Ohio. The scanning of the gum marked the beginning of modern retail automation, revolutionizing how products are tracked, sold, and inventoried. Since then, barcodes have become an essential part of commerce, used on almost every retail item worldwide, making checkout lines faster and reducing pricing errors. Number 69. The largest number of children born to one woman is recorded at 69. Between the years 1725 and 1765, a Russian peasant woman reportedly gave birth to 16 pairs of twins, 7 sets of triplets, and 4 sets of quadruplets. This remarkable record was documented in historical archives, although some experts question the accuracy of the claim. Regardless, it remains one of the most extraordinary cases of multiple births in recorded history. Number 70. Beatrix Potter, the beloved children's author, published her first Peter Rabbit book in 1902. Inspired by a letter she wrote to a sick child, Potter turned her story about a mischievous rabbit into a beautifully illustrated book. The tale of Peter Rabbit became a timeless classic, sparking a series of books featuring other memorable animal characters. Potter's stories have been translated into multiple languages, and her legacy continues through adaptations, toys, and even a dedicated museum. Number 71. In ancient Rome, having a crooked nose was considered a sign of strong leadership. Roman society valued certain facial features as indicators of power, intelligence, and nobility. Many statues and busts of Roman emperors depict them with prominent noses, reinforcing this belief. A strong, distinctive nose was associated with wisdom and military strategy. Although modern beauty standards differ, this historical preference demonstrates how physical features have been linked to perceptions of leadership and authority throughout history. Number 72. The word nerd was first coined by Dr. Seuss in his 1950 book If I Ran the Zoo. In the book, nerd was used as a name for an imaginary creature. Over time, the word evolved to describe someone who is highly intellectual, passionate about academics, or deeply interested in niche subjects. Today, being a nerd is often seen as a positive trait, celebrating intelligence and enthusiasm for science, technology, and various fandoms. Number 73. A 41-gun salute is the traditional military honor given to mark the birth of a royal baby in Great Britain. This ceremonial tradition dates back centuries and symbolizes national celebration and respect. The number of rounds varies based on occasion and location, but 41 is the official count for royal births. Salutes are fired from locations such as Hyde Park and the Tower of London, continuing a historic practice that honors significant moments in the British royal family. Number 74. The bagpipe, an instrument strongly associated with Scottish culture, was originally made from the entire skin of a dead sheep. The early versions of bagpipes used animal hides to create the bag, which stored air to produce continuous sound. Over time, the design evolved, and modern bagpipes are made using synthetic materials. Despite their historical origins, bagpipes remain an important cultural symbol in Scotland and other regions, often played at ceremonies, parades, and special events. Number 75. The sound people hear when they place a seashell to their ear is not actually the ocean, but the sound of blood surging through their veins. Any hollow object, like a seashell or cup, amplifies the ambient noise around it, creating the illusion of waves. This phenomenon occurs because the shape of the shell enhances and echoes nearby sounds, including blood circulation within the ear. It's a common myth, but the ocean sound is just a trick of acoustics. Number 76. Revolvers cannot be silenced effectively because of the loud gases that escape through the cylinder gap at the rear of the barrel. Unlike semi-automatic pistols, which can accommodate suppressors to reduce noise, revolvers release pressurized gases from multiple points, making silencing nearly impossible. This design feature makes revolvers distinct in their operation and sound. While silencers work well on some firearms, they do not have the same effect on revolvers due to the mechanics of the weapon. Number 77. The Liberace Museum once housed a mirror-plated Rolls-Royce, jewel-encrusted capes, and the largest rhinestone in the world, weighing 59 pounds. The museum, located in Las Vegas, was dedicated to the flamboyant entertainer Liberace, showcasing his extravagant costumes, pianos, and memorabilia. His over-the-top style and love for glitzy decor made him one of the most recognizable performers of his time. Although the museum closed in 2010, many of its iconic pieces are still displayed at special exhibits. Number 78. A car with a manual transmission typically gets 2 miles more per gallon of gas than a car with an automatic transmission. This is because manual cars allow drivers to control gear shifts more efficiently, reducing energy loss. However, advances in automatic transmission technology have closed this gap in fuel efficiency. While manual cars were once preferred for better mileage, modern automatic cars with improved engineering now offer similar or even better fuel economy in many cases. Number 79. Cats have the ability to hear ultrasonic sounds, which are beyond the range of human hearing. This incredible sense allows them to detect high-frequency noises made by rodents, helping them locate prey even when it is hidden. A cat's hearing is more sensitive than that of dogs, making it an essential tool for survival. Their large mobile ears can rotate to capture sounds from different directions, allowing them to pinpoint the exact location of even the faintest noise. Number 80. Dueling is legal in Paraguay as long as both participants are registered blood donors. While this law is often mentioned as a quirky fact, dueling is not actually practiced in modern Paraguay. Historically, duels were a way to settle disputes with weapons, often leading to fatal outcomes. Although laws against dueling exist worldwide, this old rule in Paraguay has remained in legal records, making it an amusing but outdated piece of trivia about the country's legal system. Number 81. The highest point in Pennsylvania is lower than the lowest point in Colorado. Pennsylvania's highest elevation is Mount Davis, which stands at 3,213 feet above sea level. In contrast, Colorado's lowest point, located at the Arkansas River, is 3,317 feet above sea level. This comparison highlights Colorado's naturally high elevation, as the state is home to the Rocky Mountains, whereas Pennsylvania is situated in a region with lower topographical features. Number 82. The United States has never lost a war in which mules were used. Mules, which are a cross between a horse and a donkey, have played a crucial role in military history due to their endurance, strength, and ability to carry heavy loads over rough terrain. They were used in wars such as the American Civil War and World War II. While this fact is often cited humorously, it highlights the importance of pack animals in military logistics and transportation. Number 83. Children tend to grow faster in the springtime. Studies suggest that growth spurts occur more frequently during the spring months due to increased daylight, improved nutrition, and hormonal activity. The human body naturally responds to seasonal changes, and longer days with more sunlight can stimulate growth hormone production. While growth rates vary among individuals, many parents notice their children outgrowing their clothes more rapidly during warmer seasons, supporting the idea that seasonal factors influence human development. Number 84. On average, there are 178 sesame seeds on each McDonald's Big Mac bun. The exact number varies slightly, but the sesame seed topping is a signature feature of the burger's design. The seeds add texture and flavor to the bun while giving the sandwich its recognizable look. Sesame seeds are widely used in baking, and their presence on hamburger buns has become a standard in the fast food industry. Despite their small size, they contribute to the overall taste experience. Number 85. Paul Revere's famous Midnight Ride was made on a horse belonging to Deacon Larkin. On the night of April 18, 1775, Revere borrowed the horse to deliver his warning about the British advance. This ride played a crucial role in alerting colonial militias before the battles of Lexington and Concord. While Revere is often celebrated as the sole rider, other messengers, such as William Dawes and Samuel Prescott, also participated in spreading the alarm that night. Number 86. The Baby Ruth candy bar was not named after baseball player Babe Ruth, but after President Grover Cleveland's daughter, Ruth Cleveland. When the candy was introduced in the early 1900s, the company claimed the name was inspired by the former president's daughter. However, some believe the name was cleverly chosen to capitalize on Babe Ruth's popularity while avoiding legal issues. Regardless of its origins, the Baby Ruth bar became an American classic, known for its combination of peanuts, caramel, and nougat. Number 87. Minus 40 degrees Celsius is exactly the same temperature as minus 40 degrees Fahrenheit. This is the only point where the two temperature scales intersect. Celsius and Fahrenheit measure temperature differently, but their values align at this extreme cold point. Scientists and meteorologists use this fact to explain temperature conversions. This knowledge is especially useful for people working in extreme climates, such as Arctic explorers or researchers in Antarctica, where temperatures can often drop to this frigid level. Number 88. In medieval times, clans that wanted to remove unwanted members without killing them would burn down their houses, hence the phrase, to get fired. While this expression is now used in workplaces to describe being dismissed from a job, its origins are much more literal. In feudal societies, being expelled from one's home and community was a severe punishment. Over time, the phrase evolved into a metaphor for being forced out of employment, but its historical roots remain in the concept of expulsion. Number 89. Nobody knows for sure who built the Taj Mahal. While the names of various architects, masons, and designers have been suggested over the years, there is no definitive record of the actual creators. Commissioned by Emperor Shah Jahan in the 17th century, the Taj Mahal was built as a mausoleum for his wife, Mumtaz Mahal. Although it is one of the most famous architectural wonders in the world, the true identities of the artisans who constructed it remain a mystery. Number 90. Every human being spends approximately 30 minutes as a single cell. At the moment of conception, a fertilized egg exists as a single-celled zygote before beginning the process of cell division. Over time, the zygote multiplies into a blastocyst, which eventually develops into a full human being. This brief but crucial stage marks the beginning of life. Though we all start as just one cell, the rapid division and growth that follow lead to the complex biological structures that form a human body. Number 91. A single cord of wood can produce approximately 7.5 million toothpicks. A cord of wood is a standard measurement of timber, roughly 4 feet high, 4 feet wide, and 8 feet long. Since toothpicks are small and thin, an enormous number of them can be carved from a single cord. Toothpicks have been used for centuries for both hygiene and culinary purposes, and their mass production continues today in factories around the world. Number 92. The plastic tips at the ends of shoelaces are called aglets. These small coverings help prevent the shoelace from fraying, making it easier to thread through eyelets. Aglets have been around for centuries, with early versions made from metal, bone, or wax. While they may seem like minor accessories, they play an essential role in keeping shoelaces durable and functional. The word aglet comes from the Old French word aiguillette, which means small needle, referring to its pointed shape. Number 93. The earliest recorded instance of a person quitting smoking was in 1679. Johan Katsu, the sheriff of Turku, Finland, wrote in his diary on April 5th, "I quit smoking tobacco." Unfortunately, he died just 1 month later, though not necessarily because of quitting. This historical record shows that even centuries ago, people struggled with tobacco addiction and recognized the health risks. Today, millions attempt to quit smoking each year, using modern methods such as nicotine patches and counseling. Number 94. The word goodbye comes from the old phrase, "God be with you." Over time, the expression was shortened and evolved into its modern form. In early English, "God be with ye" was a common farewell, used to wish someone safety and blessings as they departed. Language naturally changes over generations, and phrases often become more concise. Although the religious connotation has faded, goodbye still carries the original sentiment of wishing someone well as they leave. Number 95. February is recognized as Black History Month in the United States. Established in 1926 by historian Carter G. Woodson, it was originally a week-long celebration before expanding to a full month in 1976. Black History Month honors the achievements, contributions, and struggles of African Americans throughout history. It serves as a time for education and reflection, highlighting key figures such as Martin Luther King Jr., Harriet Tubman, and Frederick Douglass, who played significant roles in shaping American society. Number 96. Jane Barbie was the voice behind the recorded messages for the Bell System telephone network. Her voice became widely recognized in the United States as she provided automated responses for phone services, such as directory assistance and operator messages. During the height of her career, millions of people heard her voice daily without knowing her name. The Bell System, which was once the dominant telephone company in the U.S., used her recordings for years before modern digital systems replaced them. Number 97. The first drive-in service station in the United States was opened by Gulf Oil Company on December 1, 1913 in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Before this, gasoline was typically sold in containers at general stores and pharmacies. The establishment of the drive-in station revolutionized the way people refueled their vehicles, making it more convenient for drivers. This concept quickly spread across the country, leading to the modern gas stations we use today, complete with multiple fuel pumps and convenience stores. Number 98. The elephant is the only animal with 4 knees. Unlike most mammals, which have joints structured differently in their limbs, elephants have fully developed knees on all 4 legs. This unique anatomy helps support their massive weight and allows them to move with stability. However, despite having 4 knees, elephants cannot jump due to their size and joint structure. Their legs are designed for walking long distances rather than leaping, which differentiates them from many other large land animals. Number 99. Kansas state law requires pedestrians crossing highways at night to wear taillights. This unusual law was originally intended to improve visibility and safety for pedestrians walking along or crossing highways in rural areas. While it is not commonly enforced today, it highlights the importance of pedestrian safety, especially in low visibility conditions. Many states have laws requiring reflective clothing or flashlights for nighttime walkers, but Kansas stands out for its specific requirement of taillights, making it one of the quirkiest traffic laws. Number 100. Avocados in Hawaii can grow as big as a newborn baby, reaching weights of up to 10 pounds or more. Unlike the smaller Hass avocados commonly found in grocery stores, Hawaiian avocados belong to larger varieties, such as the Kona charwil and other local cultivars. These massive avocados thrive in Hawaii's tropical climate, where nutrient-rich volcanic soil and ample rainfall contribute to their impressive size. Some Hawaiian avocado trees produce fruit so large that a single avocado can feed multiple people. Number 101. 58% of women have at least one tattoo, while only 41% of men have one. Over the past few decades, tattoos have become more popular among women, with many choosing designs that hold personal meaning or aesthetic appeal. However, despite their love for body art, women are twice as likely to seek tattoo removal compared to men. This higher removal rate is often due to changes in personal taste, professional concerns, or regret over impulsive decisions. Advances in laser technology have made tattoo removal more effective, though it remains a costly and sometimes painful process. Interestingly, studies suggest that women tend to get smaller, more delicate tattoos, while men often opt for larger, more intricate designs. Regardless of gender, tattoos continue to be a form of self-expression, with removal options available for those who change their minds over time.